For these push-up progressions, I'm just gonna give you the variety of progressions that can take you from beginner to advanced. However, you need to just find your progression to see where you're at and begin with that progression. Now, as soon as you're ready to move on, you simply start to go and start to attempt the next one. Now, it doesn't have to be the next time you run through the program. It can literally be from session to session, or you can start by going a couple of the variations within a session if you're in that kind of bridging period. So the first one I'm gonna show you is a push-up with your knees down, okay? So this would be our first entry level. So I'm gonna get you to go, take your knees nice and far back, away from those hips. I'm gonna get you to lean through that a little bit. I'm gonna get you to come down with control, little pause, and then big drive up. Again, come down with control, little pause, and then drive up. Make sure you're not just sticking your hip up in the air and then just coming down with the upper body. You need to take your knees quite far back, lean through that little bit, and then come down for that push-up. The next variation is where we start to do some eccentrics in the push-up position. So I'm gonna get you to go knees up, okay, making sure our hips in line with our shoulders and our wrists are underneath our shoulders as well. From there, I'm just gonna load slow. So I'm gonna load like 3, 2, 1, allow myself to drop, come up onto my knees, pick myself up again, and then go again. So 3, 2, 1, and just keep going like that for the repetitions. The longer you can hold that eccentric, the easier it's gonna be to make that transition to your full push-up, which is what we'll do now. So back in our push-up position, again, make sure your hips are not up high, that your hips nice and low or in line with your shoulders. Now we're just gonna come down with control. So 3, 2, 1, pause for 1, and then big drive up. So 3, 2, 1, pause for 1, and then drive up. A couple of really important tips when you're doing your push-up. At the bottom, we want to make sure that our elbows are in a 45-degree position. They're not hard up against the rib cage and they're not flaring out to the side, but they're about here. The other big thing you want to make sure is at the bottom of the push-up, you're not just rolling your shoulders in at the bottom. Your shoulders are pinned down and back, nice and stable, so you can press out with those chest muscles and those triceps from a nice position of strength. For those that are quite advanced with their push-ups, you can always add a bit of extra load. If you're in the gym, you can put a plate on your back, or you can simply grab your band, wrap it in around your back, make sure your elbows are through, and make sure the band's on your back and it doesn't roll up onto your neck. And from there, we're simply just gonna do our push-ups. So here, come down, pause, and then drive up into the band to add a bit of extra resistance. Just a quick note, I'm doing all my push-up variations on my fists because I'm fairly certain I have a fractured wrist as I've been doing these videos. So you don't have to do it on your fists, you can simply do it on your hands. It's just a little kind of cheat code thing I do to work around that pain.